one of the largest challenges in scholarship programs is how do you take care of the donor? This is their individual gift, and donors give for lots of different reasons. Sometimes they're very personally invested in the students or that area of study, or they have a deeper altruistic reason for giving or contributing, or sometimes, frankly, it's a very, what I call, enlightened self-interest. It might be a corporation or a business that, frankly, they want you to develop the kind of students they need in their workplace. And others might have more egotistical reasons. They like to see their name on a building, and there's nothing wrong with that either. But when you're the staff and you're trying to manage that, and you're trying to meet those expectations, whatever those are, you have to balance it with your own resources. We don't have, none of us, it doesn't matter how large you are, none of us have the staff to do all the personalized attention for a donor and what he or she expects from you. And so what I try to do is be very clear up front with a donor when we're talking about a gift as to what they can expect, how they can, how I will communicate and interact with them. And obviously, the underlying thing that is always important is every single donor is important. It doesn't matter if it's just a recent graduate who can only give a small amount, or if it's someone who is in the multi-million-dollar range. They're all really, really important to you. But at the same time, how do you realistically manage that? And the way we have done it is, I hate to use the trite phrase, but frankly it kind of is what we do. It's a high-tech, high-touch approach. What I mean by that is that I really use technology, I use database management systems to really track all of my students that have some kind of scholarship with us, whether it's a large scholarship, a small stipend, whatever it is. We are overly attentive in tracking that student in terms of performance with their grades, what their area of study is, what I call the quantitative demographic information, as well as the qualitative psychographic information. And that's something I require of all the student recipients right up front. I need to know everything that I can about them. And then I have people in my office, data record management folks, who do nothing but really track that. How are they performing? How are they graduating? What are they doing? And so I'm able to then provide records to donors about how their students are performing. We have several large scholarship funds with several donors contributing to those funds. And I can give an annual report on the collective whole of all those students. How many women, how many men, what are their areas of study, how are they achieving, where are they going when they graduate, what are they doing, those kinds of things. And then I'll always pull out one or two personalized stories and feature that student just to kind of make it a little more personal with individuals. And that seems to satisfy probably 95% of our donors. They just kind of want to know, how's it going, what's going on here. But at the same time, I do have those level of donors that require a little more personal touch. And with those donors, and they do tend to be the ones who either have the capacity for major giving or are already at that level of major giving. And they are a little bit different. They want to interact with the leadership of the institution. That means, in our case, me, it means the president or the vice chancellor or the chancellor, whoever the presiding CEO of the system is. They want that interaction, and those are the ones who also want to feel like they're part of creating what's next. They want to know what are the important needs and how can I make a difference as a donor? How can I be involved? Have you guys thought of this? It's a lot of conversations, it's a lot of thinking, it's a lot of being involved in things, and sometimes they can steer you in a direction you might not want to go, and so sometimes those can be tricky, but they're always worth it because it's a stimulating kind of conversation, and those are important to have as well. So again, I keep using the phrase high-tech, high-touch with scholarship. Underneath it all is you've got to find ways to continue to give information to your donors that can keep them connected, keep them engaged, keep thanking them in a genuine way to show that it really does make a difference when you contribute to an institution.